Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in all parts of the world. I'm Jackson Smith and I will be your presenter for today. Today's date is February 8th, 2017, and we have started this tax season on a very high note. All right, folks, here today we're going to be doing a different scenario. All right, we're going to be taking a look at personal information and transferring. We're going to be taking a look at income and importing, some deductions, credits, and importing as well. We'll be taking a look at your state taxes, other taxes. We also may, if the time allows us, we may get into some amending of some returns, maybe some Affordable Care Act. Okay, but without further ado, let us go ahead and log into our Intuit TurboTax Online account. Okay, folks, and we're back. Now, we're logged into our online account, and let's say that you are you're a customer, you're interested in filing the 2016 TurboTax return in your online account, but let's say you have used the desktop version of TurboTax in the previous tax season. Well, that's not a problem, okay? We can certainly go ahead and import that data, transfer that information, whether if you have any carryovers from a prior period, we can import that information over and all of that data will transfer, okay? Now, I just wanted to make certain that the only way that we're able to import our information into a 2016 or current year tax return is if we're in the deluxe, premier, or self-employed version of TurboTax Online. If we're utilizing the federal free edition, the system will not allow us to import. We would have to upgrade in order to be able to do that. So without further ado, let me go ahead and click on where it says take me to my return. Okay, fantastic. Now, since we're going to go ahead and import the data, okay, we're not going to pick up where we left off, right? Now, just note, folks, that before we could import any data into the current 2016 online account, we want to make sure that we clear and start over, okay? We don't want any information, okay, there. The system will not allow us, okay? So we want to make sure that we clear and start over. So it says here, are you sure you want to clear your return? We'll go ahead and say yes, but it also states that clearing your return erases your information and lets you start over. That's fantastic. We want to go ahead and get a clean import into this 2016 TurboTax Online account, okay? So we'll go ahead and select yes, and then it'll clear the return. Okay, and it says your return has been cleared. Let's start over. We'll go ahead and click continue. All right, fantastic. All right, so what we'll do is, as I mentioned before, that the only way that we can import, okay, is that we have to be in a higher version of TurboTax, meaning the deluxe, the premier, or the self-employed. If we selected the federal free edition, it will not allow us to import from a previous tax season, okay? So let us go ahead and start with deluxe, okay? We'll go ahead and start for free. All right, and we'll go through the prompts. I feel pretty good about doing my taxes. Nothing has changed, so I'll go ahead and continue. Everything has remained the same. Okay, so, let's get a big jump start on your taxes, okay? It's importing the personal info, the income, the tax breaks, all of that information. That puts us closer to the finish line. Fantastic. We'll go ahead and continue. Okay, folks, so now it says let's finish your personal info. But because we're importing, all of that personal info will transfer from our previous 2015 tax return. So let's go up to the very top where it says my account. We'll go to tools, okay? And we'll scroll down to where it says transfer last year's TurboTax return from your computer, because last year we used the desktop version of TurboTax and we want to transfer that information into our TurboTax Online. Reason why is because, we feel we want TurboTax to safeguard our information, and we don't want to hassle of having to back up and safeguard that tax file. And whenever we need it, we can go log online, and our tax return will be there. As long as we're a current subscribing member of TurboTax or we upgrade to Plus, that tax return will be there for us. So we feel really, really safe with that. So we're going to go ahead and start using the TurboTax Online version of TurboTax. So let's go ahead and transfer last year's TurboTax return from your computer. Okay, we'll select that. And it says, are you sure? Before you can upload last year's tax file, anything you might have entered so far for this year will be cleared. Are you sure you wish to continue? And we'll say yes. We'll go ahead and continue. All right. So now it takes us to this beautiful page here where it says transfer last year's TurboTax return. Do you have a 2015 TurboTax return stored on this computer? Improve accuracy and save time by transferring info from last year's tax return into this year's return. Now, folks, I just want to make a point. Okay, we're going to transfer the 2015 into the 2016. You cannot move from a 2014 tax return to a 2016. It has to be a successive year. So 2014 into 2015, 2015 into 2016, and so on and so forth, okay, based upon what tax year you're in, okay? So here we're going to go ahead and browse the files. We're going to choose a file, okay? And we're going to select the 2015 Stevenson 1040, okay? That's the tax file there. We'll go ahead and select that, okay? And, all right, and it says here, transfer return. So we'll go ahead and transfer the return. It says uploading your TurboTax desktop file. All right, and so it has transferred the information in. What has it transferred? Personal information, the filing status, dependents information, W-2 wage information, income information, deductions and credits, and direct deposit details. So all of that information carried over from the prior season, tax season. So we'll go ahead and click continue. All right. Now it asks, are Brad and Emily still filing the joint return? Well, yes, they're still married and they're not filing separately. Okay. So here's the personal info broken down, right? All right. So Brad, his date of birth, social security number, all of that information, he's a computer engineer. So all of that transfers over. Okay. The state of California is where you live. Okay. So fantastic. Nothing has changed. So we'll go ahead and click continue. Let's confirm your marital status. We're married, so we'll go ahead and change that, okay? Do you want to file this return together with your spouse? Well, certainly. Okay, so yes, we'll go ahead and continue. So here's Emily's information, okay? Everything has imported over beautifully. She's a credit union teller, okay? Her social security number, date of birth, all of that information is there, okay? Fantastic. We'll go ahead and continue. All right, so this is Jack info the same for 2016? All right, so all of this information is the same, right? He wasn't disabled the whole year he lived in the U.S. Okay, so so this is Jack is the dependent of Brad and Emily. Okay, so we don't need to update it. Everything is beautiful, the same. If we needed to update it, we would go there, but everything looks good, so we're going ahead and keep continuing. All right, good news. Jack qualifies you for a tax break. Fantastic. $4,050 dependent deduction for Jack. Fantastic. Now, folks, if you wanted to know why, you can click on why does Jack qualify, okay? And it'll break down why Jack qualifies for that deduction. Okay, we'll go ahead and click continue. All right, so here's Brad and Emily's other dependent, Kelly, okay? All of her information looks beautiful, the same. So we'll go ahead and say it's the same for 2016. Fantastic. Good news again. Kelly also qualifies you for a tax break. Now that deduction is $8,100. Fantastic. All right. So now your children and others you support. Okay. So we just have Jack and Kelly. If we needed to add another dependent, we certainly can do so here, right? But we're going to keep it as this. Okay. But it wouldn't be no different. We would add it, and all the information would consistently be the same. The name, right? Date of birth, relationship, and dependent status. Okay, fantastic. We'll go ahead and click done there. Okay, so enter your current mailing address. So now if anything had changed, we certainly could go ahead and update this information here. But again, everything imported beautifully, nothing has changed, and we're going to just go ahead and click continue. All right, did either of you make money in other states? Well, no, but if we did, we certainly could say yes, and then we would be able to enter that information there as well. Okay, let's go ahead and click continue. Now here's the best filing status for you: married filing jointly. Okay, and if you wanted to know why, you could simply click there. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and click continue. All right, so the personal information has been updated. Brad Stevenson, okay, all right, is married, filing jointly, okay. Emily is the spouse, right? All of her information is there beautifully. Jack Stevenson is a dependent, okay. Kelly is also a dependent. And then again here, folks, if you needed to add one here, you certainly can do so here at the personal info summary page, okay. But since everything imported beautifully, we're going to go ahead and continue. All right, so here it's asking us again, will we get a total peace of mind with max benefits now after you file your taxes? You know what? Everything looks good, but I'm not so sure. I'm going to go ahead and add those benefits. Okay, for $44.99, I can sleep a lot better at night knowing that I have protection just in the event that I am audited. Okay, we'll go ahead and click continue. Now, I just want to make a note, folks, that the TurboTax Online version of TurboTax is a try before you buy scenario, right? It's almost like walking into your favorite department store, okay? And you try on that beautiful dress or that nice tuxedo, right? And you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're just liking what you see, right? Well, certainly when you wouldn't just walk out of there, right, with those clothes on, right? You will absolutely, that would be called shoplifting, right? So once you get to the cash register, you then can pay. So this is the same thing with TurboTax. It's a try before you. TurboTax Online is a try before you buy. Okay, you can certainly go through the online software application, enter all your information. It'll calculate everything beautifully for you. And then at the very end, when you are ready, it gives you the option to purchase or to have the fees deducted from your federal return if you're e-filing. Okay, and then once you have selected those options or you paid and you move forward, that sale is pretty much final, folks. So it's pretty much a try before you buy kind of scenario, which makes it really, really great and exciting for those of you who just want to get a look and feel before you actually make that purchase. Okay. All right. So moving right along here, let's go. Let's get going on your income. Here's what's coming up. Confirm if 2015 info still applies. Add details for 2016 income. Check for other income before starting your tax breaks. Okay. All right. So now let's get back into Brad and Emily's return and update their income information. The next, what we're going to do is take a look at Brad's W-2, Emily's W-2, and Brad's 1099 INT, and we're going to go ahead and update that portion of their income. Okay, so now since we transferred information from our 2015 into our 2016, it asks us here, income reported on your 2015 return. Here's the income you reported in last year's return, excluding Social Security, which doesn't automatically transfer. Do these still apply in 2016? Wages and salary, okay? Wages from Comtech, W-2. Wages from Ocean Credit, W-2. Interest and dividends. Interest from Ocean Bank of San Diego, 1099 INT. We'll ask about any new income a little later. So we'll go ahead and say yes. There are no changes. We're still working at the same employer, right? And we're still banking with Ocean Bank of San Diego. And again, it's beautiful. We'll go ahead and transfer that those entries over, right? Those Computech and Ocean Credit Union, and also Ocean Bank of San Diego. And if we have to add some a little later, we can do that as well. So let's go ahead and click continue. All right, so it says before we get your income details, let's do a quick check for other income. We know that everyone is unique, but TurboTax customers with a similar tax question also had the income we've listed below. All right, tell us if this applied in 2016, and we'll help you report that income. Self-employment income, 1099, miscellaneous. So no, there's no self-employment. We work for an employer, and so we'll just go ahead and click continue. All right, fantastic. So as you can see, let's get the details on your 2016 income. Here we have the W-2 of Comtech Ocean Credit Union, okay, that transferred over. All right, and we have interest 1099 INT. All right, so let's go ahead and update that information. All right, fantastic. So for Computech, or Comtech, I would say, we'll go ahead and edit there. All right, so in box B, and you want to go line by line, right? So it says, let's start with some info from this W-2. This info helps us pick the easiest way to add your W-2 to your return, okay? Box B, employer ID number, okay? So now, also, if you need to import, you can click here to see how you can import that information. But for now, we're going to manually enter it, okay? And we will go line by line. So box B, you'll look on the W-2 and you'll find box B, and there you'll see the employer ID, which is already listed here, and it transferred over from the 2015. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. All right, fantastic. Great. We just added your employer, which is Kimball Company, Dover, Ohio, and that's the EIN number. Fantastic. All right. So there obviously was a name change, right? So it was Comtech in a previous year, and now they've changed the name. So that was some items that changed. And the system automatically recognized the name change. You see that there? It was Comtech before, the EIN, and now it's Kimball Company. All right? And they're in Dover, Ohio, whereas before they were in San Diego, California. So great, folks. This information was able to be updated in our system. Okay? This is fantastic. All right. So we have in box B, okay, the employer ID number. Okay. Box C, if you're looking at the W-2, it will have the name of the company. Okay. The U.S. address, okay, will be on the W-2 as well. Okay. And then income and taxes withheld. And then you'll go ahead and enter that information. Okay, folks, and so we've gone ahead and added line by line on the W-2, okay? Box 1, Box 2, Box 3, Box 4, Box 5, okay? Box 1 is wages and tips. Box 2 is federal taxes withheld. Box 3 is Social Security wages. Box 4 is Social Security tax withheld. Box 5 is Medicare wages. And Box 6 is Medicare tax withheld, okay? Now, to scroll down even further, all right, box 13 is checked on the W-2. Brad had a retirement plan, okay? And then under state and local taxes, the state of California, box 15, the employer's ID number, box 16, state wages, tips, etc., box 17, state income tax, okay? And that concludes Brad's W-2. So everything has been entered. Folks, you want to make sure you do a visual audit and go line by line. Okay? Fantastic. Okay, so now let's go ahead and continue. All right, it says let's do a quick check of the numbers so far. And you see on the very left hand, you'll see here, all right, you'll see the numbers change. So now, currently, we have a federal refund, and it's not final, folks. It's just going through the process. It's calculated. So currently it looks as if we're going to have a little money coming back, okay? So let's go ahead and continue. All right. Fantastic. All right. Verify this entry, okay? Kimball Company W-2. The W-2 you entered is missing an amount for box 12. It looks like you entered the code, but not a dollar amount, okay? Let's take a look. All right. And as I do a visual audit, it's $25, $24, and 32 cents. All right. Fantastic. All right. We'll go ahead and click continue. All right. Do any of these uncommon situations apply? Did you work outside of the U.S.? Did you pay family leave, unreported tips, religious employment, foreign or international organization, pension plan, corrected W-2, non-standard W-2, substitute form, inmate or halfway house? Well, certainly not. Well, none of these apply, but if so, we would check those. But in this particular case, none of the items apply. Okay, and we'll go continue. All right, here's your W-2 info. All right, this is the information for Brad. It has been updated. So let's do the same for Emily. And again, the information imports over the employer ID. Let's go ahead and continue. Okay, and it's the same. Okay, so in this particular case, Ocean Credit Union, you notice the name did not change. This is a fascinating thing about TurboTax because it updates accordingly. These employer identification number is accurate and exact. Okay, so but here there weren't any changes. Okay, everything remains the same. Okay, and so let's go ahead and enter the income and taxes withheld. Okay, folks, and we've gone ahead and entered our income and taxes withheld. Okay, box 1, wages and tips. Box 2, federal taxes withheld. Box 3, Social Security wages. Box 4, Social Security tax withheld. Okay, box 5, Medicare wages. Box 6, Medicare tax withheld. Again, conducting a visual audit, making sure everything matches line by line what's on the W-2 and the entries that are provided in here. Okay, and then there's no retirement items, no statutory employee, no third-party sick pay, and then we've gone ahead and entered the state and local tax information there as well. So after we've conducted that visual audit to make sure everything is correct, we'll go ahead and continue. Okay, let's do a quick check of the number so far, and as you can see, again, the number is fluctuating. It's actually gone down now. It was a little higher. Why? Because there's more income, okay, that has been added. Okay, so currently your federal refund so far is $2,835, but that's before we've gotten into our deductions and credits, folks. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so it brings us back to this beautiful page where we go ahead and we check our entries. Okay, so Kimball Company, $73,458.73. It looks good. Ocean Credit Union for Emily, $50,035.02. Brad made a little more money, but hey, they're a family with total wages of $123,493.75. Okay, all right, so we'll go ahead and click done there. All right, fantastic. So, folks, we have some other items to update, and that's that interest on that 1099 INT. So let's go ahead and click review there. Okay, and so because it imported over, okay, it says here's the interest we have so far. Actually, it's 0 right now. The information transferred over the Ocean Bank of San Diego. So all we would have to do is edit there. If we needed to add an additional bank for that 1099 INT, we certainly can do that here. Or if we needed to delete this information, we can do that there. But for the sake of this exercise, we're going to go ahead and click edit because we're going to enter that information, right? So this is beautiful, folks. Now we have the option here of importing that data, okay, from our financial institution. Okay, we can find your bank or brokerage. You can enter information here, right? Or you can select, if it's highlighted there, you can select it there. And once you do so, you would have to log into your account that you have with those entities, okay, with those financial institutions. And it'll import all of the data that you have, okay, all the accounts that you have. It'll import over into TurboTax Online, which is a beautiful, beautiful tool. But for this exercise, folks, we're going to go ahead and click here where it says I'll type it in myself. All right, fantastic. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's get your 1099 INT or brokerage statement details. If you have interest to enter from something else, we'll add it later, okay? This was received from Ocean Bank of San Diego, okay? That is absolutely correct. That's on the 1099 INT, right? In box 1, $573.34. And what do I have here? $57.34. So make sure you do a good visual audit. All right. That is very, very important. Okay. Because what you're entering here, okay, has to match up what the IRS has in their system. Okay. Or there may be some, some questions as to when the IRS receives it, may increase the amount you owe or decrease the amount you owe. So let's make sure that we have all the entries exactly as it appears on those financial documents, those instruments. Okay. And who does this belong to? Who does this interest belong to? And on here it says the recipient's name is Brad Stevenson. So we'll say Brad, and we'll go ahead and click continue. Okay. Tell us if any of these uncommon situations apply. We need to adjust the taxable amount. State income taxes were withheld on this interest. Okay. Our state doesn't tax all of this interest. In this particular case, none of this applies. So we'll click none of this apply and we'll continue. All right. Here's the interest we have so far. Okay. If you have more to add right now, let's do it. Otherwise, let's move on. And let's take a visual audit. Ocean Bank of San Diego, $573.34. That is absolutely correct on the 1099 INT. We'll click done. All right. Fantastic. So now what we have for wages and income, folks, we have the Kimball Company, $119,194, okay, in 2015, all right, and 2016, okay, $123,494. Now, although it's not showing Emily's company, okay, if we were to click on here, okay, it'll show it, okay, and it's giving us that total, right? All right, so we'll click done. All right, so it's total there. Interest on 1099 INT, $573. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap up income. We're done. All right, so did either of you own or control a foreign bank account, trust, or financial asset in 2016? We'll say no, but if we certainly did, we'll go ahead and click yes and provide that information. We'll go ahead and continue. All right, so it says now, let's dig into your tax breaks. Okay, here's what's coming up. Confirm if 2015 info still applies. Add details for 2016 tax breaks. Check for other tax breaks to save even more. Okay? And let's get ready for our deductions and credits. Okay, so now we're going to be getting back into the return, okay, and the deductions and credits area. And we're going to put in the 1098 form for Brad's new house, Brad and Emily. Okay, we're going to put in Brad's 1098E for the interest paid. Okay, we're going to take a look at their child care, and then also we're going to make some entries for both their car registration fees, and then we're going to import some items from its deductible. They made some charitable contributions, and so we want to go ahead and import that into the TurboTax Online. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click continue. All right, fantastic. So again, all of this information transferred, deductions and credits reported on your 2015 return. Here's what you reported on your last year's return. Do these still apply? Okay. Home mortgage interest, 1098, yes. Child and dependent care, okay. Child dependent care to SD Child Care, 2441, yes. Auto registration fees, Honda Accord, yes. Dodge Ram, yes. So all of that is pretty much consistent. So, but if not, we'll say no. But here, because it's we're going to be claiming those items again, we'll say yes. Go ahead and click continue. All right, so let's do a quick check for more tax breaks. Okay, everybody loves getting more money back, so we put together a list of other tax breaks that TurboTax customers with a similar tax situation also had. Tell us if any of these applied in 2016, and we'll see if you qualify. Any personal property taxes, HSA, MSA contribution, okay? If you wanted to know more about that, you can click there, okay? Property taxes, home energy credits, retirement savings contribution. Because none of these apply to Emily and Brad, we'll just go ahead and click continue. All right, fantastic. All right, so first up, folks, is the mortgage and interest, refinancing, and insurance. Okay, and give me one moment while we go ahead and review that. All right, fantastic. Okay, So what we have here is mortgage deduction summary. Here's what we have so far. You can edit or delete what you've earned or add another lender, okay? Ocean Bank of San Diego, it needs reviewing. Let's go ahead and review. Okay, who's your mortgage lender? If you have more than one lender, we'll walk through them one at a time. Lender name, Ocean Bank of San Diego. That's the only bank that we bank at, folks. We trust those guys over there, Ocean Bank, right? Okay, let's go ahead and click continue. All right. Do any of these uncommon situations apply to your loan with Ocean Bank of San Diego? We co-own this loan with someone and only pay a portion of it? No, we own it right out. This me and Emily. Okay. The seller is financing this loan and we didn't receive a 1098. No, we have a 1098. So none of these apply. Okay. Let's go ahead and click continue. Now, let's get the details from your Ocean Bank of San Diego 1098 now. Okay. So here in box 1, we have $14,432.34 in box 1. And so we'll go ahead and click continue. Did you take out this loan in 2016? Okay. And we'll take a look and see. We'll say no. Okay. Did you pay points when you took out the loan? And let's see here. Points paid is none. So give me 1 second. We paid points when we refinanced. We've already deducted all the points we paid, or we didn't pay any points. There it is. Okay, fantastic. And here's your mortgage deduction, $14,432. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and click continue. All right, so here's the summary, the mortgage deduction summary. Here's what we have so far. You can edit or delete what you've entered or add another lender. Okay, so everything looks good. We'll go ahead and click done. All right, it's looking good, folks. It is looking really, really good. So we have the mortgage interest refinancing and insurance. Okay, so let's take a look at the child and dependent care credit. Okay, let's go ahead and click review there. All right, did you pay for child or dependent care in 2016? If you paid for care for child, dependent, or disabled spouse while you worked or went to school, you may get a nice tax break. So yes, we did. Okay, whose care did you pay for? Okay, so the care was paid for Kelly. Okay, don't see the name. You can add another dependent below, but Kelly's there. We'll go ahead and click continue. All right, here are your care providers. Next, we'll get your expense info. So SD child care. So that information populated over. Okay, and let's go ahead and click edit here. All right, so is there more than one provider? We'll walk you through one at a time. Okay, this is the organization. Everything looks good. Okay. All right, so SD, child care. This is their address, city, state, zip code, and the employer ID number. Okay, which we do have there. So it's 974567891. This is an area of concern, folks, because many times when folks are entering the child care information, if they do not enter the employer ID number, if they list it as an organization, then they'll get caught in a loop. Okay, so make sure while you're assisting or while you're going through this, that you make sure you're entering all of your information as it is provided to you. Okay, and we'll go ahead and click continue. All right, so here are your care providers. Next, we'll get your expense info. So let's go ahead and continue. All right, pick a dependent and a provider, and we'll tell us how much you paid. So we'll go ahead and Kelly, okay, the care provider, SD Child Care, and the amount we paid for Kelly, okay, was $7,524, okay, and we'll continue. All right, now this is a beautiful thing here. We've added Jack to boost your credit. Since you paid $7,524 for Kelly's care and the limit is $3,000 per dependent, we can add Jack and increase your credit by $600, even though all expenses were paid for Kelly only. Isn't that a great thing? All right. If you want to know if that's okay with IRS, you can click there to find out. But that is a great added bonus that we have for filing that 2016 tax return. Let's go ahead and click continue. All right. Do any of these uncommon situations apply? It's okay to pick more than one. In 2016, Brad and Emily paid for 2015 carrier expenses that weren't reported in 2015. No, everything was reported. Brad and Emily paid 2016 expenses using excess contributions that were carried over from 2015. No, none of those apply, okay? And so we'll go ahead and click continue, all right? Congrats, you qualify for the Child Independent Care Credit. All right, fantastic. $1,200 in additional in my pocket. And you can see there, folks, that federal refund has gone up to $5,485, where the California refund is at $599 currently. Man, fantastic. I'm loving it. All right, let's go ahead and click done with the deductions and credits. All right, and so here, what else do we have here? The child tax credit. Okay, child tax credit. Let's go ahead and review that. All right, congrats, you qualify for the child tax credit. $1,200 in my pocket. Okay, fantastic. All right, what else do we have? The car registration fees. All right, fantastic. All right, we have the Honda Accord. We have that Dodge Ram. And for the Honda Accord, we have $342.30 in car registration fees. And for the Dodge Ram, it was $432.32. All right, fantastic. We'll click done there. And oh God, we are rocking and rolling, guys. All right, so now the student loan interest paid, that 1098E for Ocean School Lending. Let's go ahead and review that. All right, and this is for Brad. Brad went to school. He went to Ocean School. That's the processor that he got that loan from, right? Okay, fantastic. Let's take a look. What did Brad? Okay, so it says let's get your or Emily's student loan information. Okay, this is for Brad. Okay, and name of lender is Ocean School Lending. And what is entered on box 1 of interest paid? So Brad paid $3,235 in interest. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. All right, fantastic. Student loan interest deduction summary. It has a total there. Ocean Lending. We'll go ahead and continue. If we needed to edit, we could. If we needed to delete, we can as well. But we'll go ahead and continue. Your student loan interest deduction. Oh, $2,500. Guess what, folks? It's going up. All right, fantastic. Let's go ahead and click done there. All right, interesting. Everything is looking really, really good. Let's go ahead and wrap up tax breaks. Okay, and we'll go ahead and click continue. All right, so let's check property taxes. Did you pay any property taxes on real estate you own in 2016? Why, certainly we did. Okay, let's go ahead and click continue. If you own real estate, we can help you deduct your property taxes, right? This includes your main home, vacation home, land you own. This doesn't include rental homes or land or business real estate, okay? Did you pay property taxes in 2016? Why, yes, we did. Okay, now in 2015, your main home, you paid $2,874.34. Okay, and so in 2016, okay, you paid the same amount. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and click continue. You get a $287 property tax deduction. That's good news, folks. All right, fantastic. Let's continue. Let's check your charitable donations. We didn't see any donations to charity this year. This valuable deduction could significantly reduce your taxes. Qualifying items include cash, check, or credit card donations, toys, clothing, or furniture, small appliances, mileage driven during charity work. Okay, did you donate to charity in 2016? Well, certainly we did. Okay, let's go ahead and click continue. All right, so from donations to charity. From cleaning out your closet to sponsoring a friend in a charitable event, we'll help you get the biggest deduction for your donation. We'll cover clothes and other items, money, stock, mileage, and travel expenses. Did you make any donations to charity in 2016? Why, yes, we did. Okay, now, do you have an account with It's Deductible Online? Now, this It's Deductible is a great tool. It calculates how much you've it tabulates how much you've contributed and give you a roundabout figure of how much that particular charitable donation, what it amounts to. So we do have one, right? And so we'll go ahead and say yes. Okay. All right. Charitable donation. I donated it to this organization. All right. So let's go ahead and import that now. All your donations are now in your return. And look what, folks, it has increased my federal refund and my California refund. We're doing great. Let's go ahead and continue. All right. So review all your charities. All right. And let's continue. You've done a great job so far. Let's go ahead and continue. All right. Enter the address. So give me 1 second. And we enter the address there and we'll continue. All right, so enter your charitable carryovers, okay? So fill in the charitable donation amounts from 2015 or earlier that you haven't deducted yet. These amounts are limited to 50% of your AGI, okay? We'll cover other donations that are limited to 20-30 of your AGI next. But no carryovers, so we'll continue. And if so, we would enter them there. And certain donations have even more stringent income limitations. These include donations to a 30% charity. You can learn more there. Capital gains or capital gain donations. But none of these apply, so we'll click no. Okay? Let's find out if planning for your future can get you another tax break this year. Let's go ahead and continue. All right. Let's check to see if you're eligible for this tax break. And it goes through this item. We're not interested, so not this year. Okay? Okay, so we've chosen itemized deductions for you. Okay, now look at this, folks. Based on what you've told us, your federal itemized deduction of $22,574 are your best option before we will save you more money. Okay, the standard deduction is $12,000. That's almost $10,000 more. Now, it goes without saying, I'd much rather have the $22,000 deduction than the $12,000. If I go with the standard deduction, it's going to lower the amount that I'm going to get back, right? So let's stick with the federal itemized deduction, okay? If we wanted to change, we could, but we're going to stick with the itemized. I'm going to get a bigger deduction. So let's go ahead and continue. All right, did you all have health insurance coverage in 2016? We all had health coverage, and we'll continue. All right. Was anyone enrolled in any of these less common plans in 2016? Healthcare.gov, Obamacare, Covered California, a plan that's sent or will send a 1095A, another state's marketplace. No, we're fine. Okay? And that's all we need on your 2016 coverage. All right? We're done with health. All right. Now let's check any uncommon tax situations. Okay? Any alternative minimum tax, any business tax, any additional payments, right? Under payment penalties, extra tax on early retirement withdrawals, nanny and household employment tax. You can apply a refund to next year, okay, if you want us to do that. Identity protection pen, if you're concerned about the safety of your information and your or identity theft affidavit, you can start there. You want to contribute to a presidential campaign fund, you can do that there. If you need to amend a return, you can start one. File an extension, you can start there as well, okay? Form W-4 and estimated taxes, and then miscellaneous tax form. But we're going to go ahead and say we're done with other, okay? Does alternative minimum tax apply to you? No, it doesn't apply, not in this case. We'll continue, all right? Let's check your federal return and make sure it's good to go. Okay, let's go ahead and, it says here's what's coming up though. We'll review your return for accuracy. We'll take care of any missing info. We'll check out your refund so far. Okay, let's go ahead and click continue. It's checking the return for us. All right, you're getting every tax break you deserve. Your details look complete. Now let's go over your refund so far. Okay, we'll go ahead and click continue. All right, so we're getting $7,122 back from the federal. Okay. If you need to know why, you can click there. But let's go ahead and click continue. All right, now let's get your state taxes done right. Here's what's coming up. We'll cover your state requirements. We'll search for state tax breaks. We'll help ensure your taxes are accurate. So let's go ahead and click continue. It's going to transfer the federal to the state. All your information transfers, so you don't have to repeat that information. And re-enter it. So we've successfully transferred your federal information. You don't have to start your state return from scratch. Here's what we have for your state refund so far. So that's the total there. Next, we'll track down every possible state tax savings that can increase your refund. So let's go ahead and click continue. All right, about your 2015 tax filing. Did you file a California tax return in 2015? We'll say yes. Okay. Did you or your spouse file with a different last name in 2015? We'll say no. All right. Need to make electronic payments based on a prior year. California requires electronic payments of taxes if you made an estimated tax or extension payment over $20,000 for a taxable year beginning on or after January 5th, 2009, or filed an original return with a tax liability over $80,000 for a taxable year beginning on or after January 1st, 2009. Now, the great thing about state taxes, it is going to vary from state to state, those tax laws. So just be mindful that this is the state of California and this is a state of California requirement, and you'll see various different items as you go from state to state. Okay. Did you make a payment in any tax year from 2009 to 2015 that requires you to make tax payments electronically? We'll say no. Do you have a dependent you didn't claim on your federal return? We'll say no. Let's see how California taxes income. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. All right, here's the income that California handles differently. Okay. All right, so this is the income they handle differently. Okay, these are the items. Okay, so now what we essentially have, we have transportation or ride sharing benefits we've entered. We entered interest expense on loan from a utility company. We have that there. If we needed any other entries, folks, we can go in and certainly enter those there. Okay. For this particular exercise now, I'm just going to go ahead and skip over this and say that we are done with adjustments. Okay. Do we have any untaxed out-of-state purchases? I'll say no. Okay. Let's check for ways to save you money in California. We're looking for everything to find you money. We search for California tax breaks based on the federal deductions and credits we found you earlier. Okay. So let's go ahead and click continue. All right. So these are different than federal tax breaks. You may be able to save money if you can claim any of them. There might also be California taxes that apply to you. Okay? Okay, so for the sake of this activity, and we're looking at the time is getting really away from us. Let's just take a look and say child and dependent care expense credit. We'll take a look at there. Since your federal adjusted gross income is more than $100,000, you do not qualify for the credit for child and dependent care expenses. Okay, fantastic. Any earned income tax credit, you could take a look there. Any renter's credit, other tax credit. And again, this is specific to California. So if there are any adjustments that needed to be entered, you certainly can go into the interview mode and it will begin to assist you with making those particular entries. Okay. But for this exercise, we're going to go ahead and click done with credits and taxes. All right. A few things before we wrap up your taxes. Okay. Other situations, California contributions. Okay. Apply refund the next year. Special processing conditions. Okay. Estimated taxes for next year. File an extension. Change a previously filed tax return. Tax installment agreement request. Or property loss or damage in a declared disaster area. Now, you needed to know more, you click on learn more. If you need to start that particular interview, you certainly can do so there. But for this exercise, we're going to go ahead and click done with other tax situations. Okay. All right. So your 2016 California taxes are ready for us to check. Okay. You can go over it again. Okay. All right. General information, residency, income and adjustment, credits and taxes, other situations. Let's go ahead and have it to check over. Okay. We found one item on your California return where we'll need you to review your entry. Let's fix it. Okay. All right. The care provider state, we'll say it was in California. Okay. And let's continue. All right. Let's go ahead and run the smart check again. Phone unavailable box. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and continue. Provider's phone number. Okay. We'll say I don't know, 902-555-1212. Okay, fantastic. Continue. the zip code. We'll say 90210. Okay. Carrot City. We'll say San Diego. Okay. Continue. Address care was provided. 456 Ocean Boulevard. Okay. Continue. All right. Congratulations. We reviewed your California return and everything looks good. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and click continue. Your federal and state taxes are done, ready and accurate. Let's file them together. Let's go ahead and click continue. All right. Status of your return. All right. Fantastic. When you're done with your state taxes, we'll review your federal and state returns together. Done with state. Let's comb through your returns one last time with complete check. Check my info. Checking over everything, folks. You're good to go. Ready to file. Complete check. Your federal taxes are complete. Your California state taxes are complete. Let's go ahead and click continue. Your final numbers. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Let's continue. It's determining the best option. Let's go ahead and review. Okay. All right. So now here's the opportunity. You could pay with a credit card here. All right. And then, folks, also for you folks that have, you know, maybe there's an error of some sort, or you speaking with the customer service rep, the service code here. All right. Click there. If there's a service code that you have, you can enter that there. You will get that from a customer service rep if there's any service code available to you. Okay. And then view payment options. Okay. All right. So we need information for your order. What information am I missing? Phone number. Let's go back. Okay. You need my phone number. Okay. Fantastic. Phone number. So we'll go to the personal info section. All right. Brad Stevenson. All right. Let's see here. Social Security. Let's go continue. Mailing address. Okay, let's see here. Is it in here? Phone. There it is. Phone number. There you go. Okay. And we'll continue. And we'll continue again. All right. Let's go back up to file. We've gone through those steps. Right. We'll start there. All right, so now we'll view payment options. And if we wanted to pay with a federal refund, we could certainly do so. Okay, there's a $34.99 refund processing charge that Santa Barbara Tax Group charges to have those fees deducted. Okay, but for the sake here, we're going to go ahead and pay with a credit card. Okay, once you enter that information. Okay, Brad Stevenson. I'm just entering anything now, folks. Ocean Boulevard, just to get through it. San Diego. California, 90210. All right. 902. I'm sorry. And we'll just enter any old thing there. Just, let's see here. Expiration is 2/19. And if we was going to pay now, we'll click pay now, right? And then that order would be complete. Okay, so that should do it. And there's a couple of more steps after this. Obviously, this is not a correct a credit card, so we want to stop here and not pay. But there will be a couple of more steps to go ahead and e-file, and that return is done. Brad is getting $7,122, and his California refund is $1,289. They will be filed together. Okay, if everything matches on the return, okay, the IRS will accept it, and it takes about 21 days for that return to be, deposited into Brad's account once he set that up. Okay, so having said that, this has been an excellent time with you guys. We went through it really quickly. We covered imports, we covered wages and income, we covered deductions and credits, taking a look at some taxes and some offsets. And so the next item we're going to take a look at is amending return, which will be a little later. Okay? Thank you guys so much. It's been my pleasure.